And I say time my place, give me the time my place. No, I'm pulling up. Put that on my mama and grandma, you know I ain't giving up. Rule OG till I die, I ain't never switching up. If you know my insecurities, then you bring them up. I cut you off, ain't got no time for silly talk. Motherfucker ask me if I kid that blicky with me. No, I kid that bitch, tell me talk. Look, you can try. Running up your family, gon' be dressing up like don't say me you was you want.
Being a player since the mother shot. Man, it's fine, true. Me we drinking, smoking, man, I give a boat. Man, it's fine, true. Show me things a man can get enough. Man, it's fine, true. Pillars think to the matter love. Man, it's fine, true.
Double cup, I'm sipping and I'm drowning in your ocean. I'm loving you, no caution. I ain't talking just erection. I'm stacking.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Critical African Thinkers. Welcome to the stream. How is everyone doing tonight? So today I decided to just have a monologue where I just talk about things that I noticed over the week, things that I found interesting. I remember last week I was supposed to have a conversation with Stanley, and somehow he was having issues with his mic coming on, and I just had to do the show myself. And I sort of enjoyed it. It's been a while since I just talked. So for a very long while, it's been sort of interviews or interactions, and we're still going to be doing all that mostly on Saturdays, where I bring in people and we just have interviews, or when I get to talk with Stanley and with Steve. But I think that Fridays I may just be doing these monologue sessions. So today, two major topics: TikTok bans a rap song praising housewives, and only Trumpers, the MAGA Trumpers, the only Trumpers, people who believe that Trump is the Messiah, they cancel a black conservative. So what is this all about? So the first topic, TikTok bans a rap song praising housewives. So there's this guy I follow on Twitter. I used him as the thumbnail for this session, for this monologue session. I follow him on Twitter. He's a black conservative guy. I follow a lot of conservative voices on Twitter, right? So he's been very critical of Donald Trump of late, as have been many people. Many people have been critical of Donald Trump. But there's this segment of Trump people that when they see this guy, when they see anyone critical of Trump, they just go nuts. They go berserk, right? But before I get to that point, let me go back to the rap song. So this guy is a rap musician, and he produced the song, or he did a song which he shared on TikTok. He decided to share this song on TikTok about housewives. It was a song which was praising housewives, and he posted it on TikTok. And this was what TikTok had to say about that song. I'm going to play the song, but before I play the song, let me just share my screen and see what TikTok said about this. So share window, entire screen. Okay, let me share window. So Chrome tab. I can't. Okay, no worries. I'll just read what TikTok said. So TikTok said, it's a song for the homemakers, violation reasons. Video removed. This video violates our community guidelines, and it says hateful. The reasons for violation is the reasons for removal. Violation reasons is hateful behavior. We do not tolerate content that attacks or incites violence against an individual or a group of individuals on the basis of protected attributes. We do not allow content that includes hate speech, and we remove it from our platform. So I'm going to play that song, right? And you can just judge for yourselves and tell me whether you think there's anything hateful about this song that TikTok banned. If there's anything hateful about it, if there is something hateful about it,
this one for the homemakers. Hey, this one for the homemakers. Hey, dancing through a homemaker. Hey, this one for the homemakers. Hey, this gon' be your wifey favorite song. You providing that work, and she take care of the home. And she homeschooling, teaching your children what's right or wrong. Instead of letting the government turn them into clones. Hey, two parents working and who raising the children. Indoctrination programs is where you choosing to send them. And I know it's not on purpose, but let's look at it different. And please think about it first.
So that was the song that TikTok had an issue with. Maybe I should play the song again. Maybe I should really play it again, and we can get a feel of it, because I did not see anything that was.
Hey, this one for the homemakers. Hey, this one for the homemakers. Hey, hey, dance if you a homemaker. Hey, hey, this one for the homemakers. Hey, this gon' be your wifey favorite song. You providing that work, and she take care of the home. And she homeschooling, teaching your children what's right or wrong. Instead of letting the government turn them into clones. Hey, two parents working and who raising the children. Indoctrination programs is where you choosing to send them. And I know it's not on purpose, but let's look at it different. And please think about it first.
So maybe I didn't catch something. Maybe there was something in the lyrics that is offensive, that is, that I didn't catch. Maybe you guys can point it out for me, but I don't think that there was anything offensive there. He said the song, this is for the homemakers. This is a song for the homemakers. And it was just sort of extolling the sort of great things that women do in the home, women who are home housewives, the contribution that they make to the home, which is, it's not something to be taken lightly. I mean, I don't think they get appreciated enough. So how is that hateful? I'm still trying to wrap my hand around how that is hateful content, how that's qualified for the song to be removed from TikTok. And I know that there are a lot of messed up stuff on that app, that something like this would have to be removed. So probably it's just seen as a conservative thing. So anything conservative has to be removed from such platforms. But it literally does not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This does not mean that women who are career women, this does not throw shade at them. It doesn't mean that they are not women, they are not valued, they're not contributing things. I mean, some women enjoy being at home, enjoy taking care of the kids, enjoy raising the kids, enjoy teaching them, right? Stanley said women who work in the home, not be dancing. Stanley, I know you're always going to. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You can be working in a home and be dancing. It's all part of the fun, right? You can have fun while dancing, while taking care of the home. Why, So yeah, Levi says, why not both? Well, it is very, very, very possible to be both. It is very, very, very possible to be both. You can be, a homemaker, and you can also have a career. Harry says, degrading to housewives, apparently, according to some individuals, and that's it. So I don't understand how that is degrading. Why anybody will see that and think it's an attack on women, either on women who are career women, or how it can be degrading to. There are some women who find a lot of fulfillment in taking care of the home, taking care of the family, taking care of their kids and their husbands, providing the meals, making sure everywhere is clean, that they are well fed, they are healthy. These are things that should be extolled. These are things that we should all be glad for, right? But somehow, hey, Steve, welcome, Steve. How are you doing, Steve? Yep. So I know you must have seen that video, right? I don't know if you follow Bryson Gray on Twitter as well, but that his TikTok video where it was banned on TikTok because, hateful content, apparently hateful content. It's crazy. Well, so let me go to the juicy part of the conversation. Let me go to the other part of the conversation, right? I was trying to share share something on my screen, but I couldn't share it. So maybe I'll Stanley said maybe they didn't like the dance. Really, Stanley? They didn't like the dance. Well, I don't think so. Yeah. So, Levi, you're asking, is it the MAGA crowd, the one reporting? Is the MAGA crowd the one reporting, or was it the creator MAGA? Well, it's the only Trumpers, those who believe that Trump is the Messiah. right? Those who believe that nobody else can do for the Republican Party what Trump, has done or can do for the Republican Party. And they are especially anti DeSantis. Like these guys hate DeSantis so much. Twitter, right wing Twitter right now is this, there's a civil war going on right there in right wing Twitter with those who the only Trumpers and those who support DeSantis. And they the way I see it, I think they even hate DeSantis more than they hate any Democrat, right? They and the funny thing is, DeSantis has not even declared his intention to run, right? And Trump is attacking him left, right, center every bloody day. Every day he keeps attacking this guy. So Bryson Gray had he was invited for a conservative concert, I think in Florida, and somehow he was cancelled from he was cancelled from the concert because they got a lot of phone calls from the only Trumpers to not allow him to perform. So I'll just read out his tweet. He say, "Hey, only Trumpers, congrats. The Lee County, Florida GOP canceled my performance at the event with Trump because they got over 500 phone calls from y'all to get me canceled from the event. So good job. I'm so sad that I already got paid to do an event that I'm no longer doing." So which brings the question, I thought cancel culture was a Democrat left leaning thing. I mean, what's this, right? This is obviously a conservative guy too who is a Republican and who upholds the conservative values. But as soon as he says anything against Trump, who is a child, by the way, who, there's a whole lot to say about the behavior of Trump, how he's been since he lost the election. I mean, he's just gone downhill, right? He's one person I've seen who progressively gets worse than he was. He wasn't a very good person to begin with, but there was a time I was actually passionate about this guy. There was a time I liked this guy. I liked 2016 Trump. I liked that he was sticking it to the Democrats. I liked the fact that he had no filter. I liked the fact that he could just say the things that he wanted to say. He wasn't the politician who was coaching and quoting everything they wanted to say in political correctness. I just like that he was shooting from the hip. But at a certain point in time, it gets boring, it gets tiring that a president would be doing something like that. I think a few months into Trump's administration, my first worry with him was when he started attacking his own security agencies. I was like, what is this guy doing? I mean, the FBI and whatever security agencies there are, they're under you now. So why the hell are you attacking them? And then there are some conservatives on Twitter who are shouting that, oh, Trump was rigged out of he was rigged out of the White House. He was rigged. When the election results were coming in and with all the shenanigans that went on, yeah, I was one of those people who felt Trump had been robbed. And I believed somewhat that he would come with his own evidence. He would come with very strong evidence that he can present to the courts to show that there was some funny business going on. But nothing substantive came out. I mean, literally nothing substantive and I was sort of disappointed, right? So even if it was true that he was rigged out of office, you have to be a special kind of fool to be in power and be rigged out of office, right? You have to really, 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 really be clueless for something like that to happen to you while you're in power. So what's up with the guy? What's up with him? He's so thin-skinned. He wants to be the center of the universe, and he's attacking DeSantis, even though DeSantis has not even declared to run. He's not. Stanley says, "Lol." I hear DeSantis passed a no dancing housewives law. It's called the No Fun for Casey DeSantis. Oh my good lord! All right, so it's a very very funny thing that these only Trumpers are doing on Twitter, right? They don't want to hear. The first thing that got me really ticked off with Trump was I saw a video where Candace Owens was, she was just detailing her experience with Trump, how Trump became nasty to her at a certain point because Trump heard a rumor about her. Trump heard a rumor that she said something about him, right? He did not bother to fact check. He did not bother to call Candace and says, I heard this thing about you. So the next time he saw her, he was just rude to her. And I was like, this guy has no loyalty to the people who's got his back all this while. This guy has no loyalty to anyone apart from himself, right? He has no loyalty at all, and this is not the kind of person that you want to deal with, right? He's a narcissistic egomaniac. He just puts himself first. He just wants to insert himself into everything. In a way, I'm beginning to say, was Sam Harris really wrong to say that, you know what, Trump was really that bad, that he could, break some principles just to make sure that, well, I don't think it's, yeah, I think he's a bumbly fool, right? So that's as much danger I think he can pose. But I think it's a big distraction. And I think somewhat that the Democrats will be happy if Trump becomes the nominee, because he's going to lose, like really, 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 really lose big time. I think by a bigger margin than the last time. I don't see Trump being able to defeat anyone right now. Probably the only person he can defeat is maybe Kamala Harris, because she's Kamala Harris with her cackling and all that. But any other serious candidate, I don't think that Trump would be able to beat any. Even a comatose Biden would still defeat Trump. I seriously believe that. So if the Republicans really want to lose, then they should go with Trump again if they want to lose. But if they want to win, then they're probably better going with someone like DeSantis, who I think is much more effective in getting what he wants done. You may agree or disagree with what he wants to get done, but he does get what he wants done, right? Trump, 4 years in office, right? He campaigned on "I'll drain the swamp," never drained the swamp. In fact, he swam in the swamp. And some people say he hired the swamp, right? I'll, I'll build the wall. Nah, there wasn't any wall, right? And yeah, the economy was great for a while, and then COVID came and destroyed everything. So what really his legacy, right? What is his legacy? Maybe, okay, so we can say maybe the Supreme Court Kavanaugh that he brought in there, which led to the overturn of Roe v. Wade. So maybe in that regard, we can say, okay, yeah, he did something. But I think he failed in almost all of his promises. And one of the very first persons to call him out on that was what's this lady's name? This white lady, I've forgotten her name, right? She's a conservative person too, but she did call him out a very long time that Trump was a disappointment and all that. But apparently there's some people who think that Trump is somewhat the Messiah. And I have another tweet here. This guy was literally comparing Trump to Jesus Christ, and this is what he said. He said President Trump will be arrested during Lent, a time of suffering and purification for the followers of Christ. As Christ was crucified and then rose again on the third day, so too will our real Donald Trump. So idiotic, right? And blasphemous as well for us who are Christians. I mean, this is how the Trump cult works, right? This is how they work. They're comparing him to a religious figure, and somehow they've built a religion around him. He's this uncritical, unthinking, illogical loyalty to someone who is a child, who has no redeeming qualities personally, right? He may have his brash manner, abrasive manner, and insults may have been refreshing in 2016, but right now they're just stale and they're old, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants a president who is fighting with the media every time, when he could use that time to be productive, to carry out his promises, to keep his campaign promises. But no, he wants to fight with the media. And some people are comparing him with Jesus Christ. That's bonkers. That's nuts. That's crazy, right? So I don't know when they're going to realize that, Trump is not the way forward for the Republican Party, right? I don't know when the Republican Party establishment is going to just say, we want to kick this guy out. We need this guy out of our space, out of our sphere of influence. He's crashing everything. He's like a petulant child. He's like a bull in a china shop. He's just trashing everything, right? If you're on Twitter, you see the attacks on DeSantis, you would be wondering, like, and the funny thing is DeSantis doesn't even say anything. He doesn't say anything back to Trump. He's just ignoring Trump's existence. And I think that must be very painful for Trump, because he knows how to get the rise out of people. He knows how to make people react to him. He basically hoodwinked the media for his 4 years in office, during his 4 years in office, for them to pay him attention. And even during the 2016 election cycle, He was getting free press because he'd just say something ridiculous and then the media will run with it and everybody will be up in arms. Oh, Trump has said this, Trump has said that. But DeSantis isn't even giving him any ears. No, it's just, and I really do wish DeSantis runs. I think he would make a much more effective Republican president than Trump ever would or can be, right? I think is 1,000 times a better man than Trump would ever be, right? So I think he should run. I think he should run. I suspect he would. If he doesn't, it's probably going to set the Republicans another de- decades back, right? Decades back. I don't see a path forward with with Trump and the Republican Party taking the presidency in the next election cycle. It's really not going to happen because many people who were Trump supporters before now dislike him, now disdain him. He's lost, I think, almost half of his base, right? And of course, the independents and the swing voters are not going to vote him. It's too much, and obviously, Democrats are not going to vote him. So Stanley says that Trump is actually the biggest threat to Republicans. DeSantis won't get Trump's endorsement. He doesn't need Trump's endorsement. I don't think he needs it. I, I, I think he'd do better off to even stay away from Trump's endorsement. I think Trump right now is like kryptonite to the Republican Party and to anyone who wants to associate with him. I think he should stay the hell away from Trump, right? don't don't join issues with him. Maybe when it comes to the debates, and I think DeSantis would be a much more effective debater, right? Trump may come out with his insults, but they're only insults, and we'll probably have heard them 1,000 times before. And his name for DeSantis, the sanctimonious, is just stupid and weird, right? Should be much more creative. I think his lots is his creativity and his touch with such names, right? When he was calling the other Republicans Little Marco, and low energy Bush and all that. But it's crazy to see how someone has devolved, you know, he's devolved and he's become worse than years ago. People generally get better with time. People get generally get better with age, but Trump is the exact opposite. He gets worse with time. He gets worse with age, and that's a really really bad thing. So this is what I really wanted to talk about. So let me put the link in the description. If Stanley wants to call in, let's talk. Steve wants to call in, let's talk a bit before we end the show. It will be good. Or if anybody else, I think Harry was around. So Harry, if you want to call in, the link is there. What do you think about these two topics? What do you think? Do you think that the song praising the rap song praising homemakers or housewives, do you think that that's something offensive that's merited it to be yanked off from TikTok or from any platform itself? Or do you think that, just an overreaction? And Trump and DeSantis, right? Stanley says you disagree. DeSantis is not a national candidate. He will be smart to sit out 2024. Really? Why is he not a national candidate? Why do you think he cannot, do something in in 2024? I think he has a better chance than any other Republican at this point in time, right? If the Republicans are to have any shots at the presidency, I think he has a better chance than any other person. So I'm just gonna wait for a few minutes. If Stanley or Steve or Harry says dump the Trump. Yep. I think that's what they should do. Dump the Trump. Yep. Finally, Stanley is on. Hey, Stanley, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yep.
Um, the reason I don't think um, DeSantis is national ready, he's
Mm-hmm.
not well known outside of Florida. Um, and I listen to a lot of Republican podcasts. Um, he he has work to do as far as appeal, likability. I think he's a smarter Trump. He knows how to govern. But the thing is, the Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. I don't think DeSantis is there yet.
But wasn't Obama like in this stage when he ran the first time? He was like a little known candidate,
Yes,
but somehow he was able
right.
to. So,
But let's see. I think Obama's more personality. Um, DeSantis is a good bean counter. He is a very serious person. I think he's very capable. I don't think he is a national candidate. Now, I'm just kind of listening, putting my finger up in the Republican wind. um, Republicans are not sold on DeSantis. And you can look at, the CPAC poll. You can look at some polling data. They're still in the thrall of Trump. So it's my opinion. I think if it's a criticism, DeSantis is actually genuine. He's not saying what people want to hear. And in Florida, that works. I'll be honest with you. I think there are probably at least. I don't think DeSantis is going to get the nomination, and I'd be surprised if he ran. He's not ready.
well,
My
I think
opinion.
a lot of things can change. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
I
yeah, of
agree
course
with
they
you.
can.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm right. I don't get those vibes.
So I think you're right when you say the Republican Party, they're still in the throes of Trump, but I think that's going to fade real fast when there is a better alternative. And I think DeSantis is, like you said, is a better alternative.
Well,
And when he begins to show himself,
there's already an alternative.
who is it, Nikki?
DeSantis. He's. I
Yeah.
mean,
So that's
there
what was
there
saying.
is there is a run DeSantis run faction of the Republican Party, but
Mhm.
he's not sure. And that Fox News interview he did with Tucker Carlson, he
Mm,
he was, I think the word is prevaricating. He was not presidential. He
mm,
it's my kind of opinion again.
mm,
Um, he didn't look like I know what I'm doing and Trump is wrong.
mm.
I would vote for DeSantis if he just said Trump is effed up and I need to be president. I'd vote for him, and I'm not a Republican. I just do it for the. I know you think that's weird, but show me some BALLSs.
I don't think it's weird, I don't think it's weird that you would vote for DeSantis because Trump is just a no, 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 no. So I really don't think so.
Well, I don't agree with, I think DeSantis is anti-education, quite frankly. But, that's again, my opinion. I think kids should know whatever they're willing to learn. But
Yep.
totally different subject. So,
Yeah, true. And then
so
welcome.
Anand's on. I'm going to mute.
Yep. And then
Yes. Which question? About
no,
DeSantis?
there wasn't a question. We're just having a conversation. If you want to contribute to it, you can.
Okay. Are you asking about DeSantis?
Yeah, DeSantis and every other thing we were talking about.
Okay. So DeSantis won the Latino vote by over 20 percentage points. And if you look at the other.
Oh, and then it's gone. All right. So I
Well,
don't.
he's having some power issues out there in California.
Oh, they're having power
he'll
issues in
he'll
California.
yeah, he'll say it's because there's a Democrat as governor, I'm sure. But um
Uh,
I just don't I thought 6 months ago DeSantis would be the hands down choice. Like he is
mm,
obviously more qualified than Trump.
mhm,
I mean, on paper, he is like hands down more capable. He knows how to govern. He's an executive. And Florida is a pretty, I can't remember, it's like the eighth largest state. He's got the credentials.
mm.
Um,
Isn't
I
isn't
just,
Trump from Florida too?
no, he's literally from New York. He lives in
Oh,
Florida.
I see. I see.
But the bottom line is, I just think, I honestly, at today, I think Trump's going to get the nomination. I'm hoping what'll happen is there'll be kind of like a third, maybe a dark horse, because there's some capable Republicans out there. If we
Name
can't,
some.
um, I would think Brian Kemp, governor of Georgia.
Yeah, your governor, right? You're biased.
And not that I voted for him, but I actually think he is as qualified. He actually handled COVID way better than even DeSantis. Um, I think Kemp is a better candidate. And it's not because he's from Georgia, etc. I just think he, on paper, is every bit as qualified as DeSantis, and he's just more personable.
Mm,
And he had the good sense to defy Trump. That is a major credential, in my
mm,
opinion.
yeah.
And Trump actually was for I can't remember the dude's name. He was a former senator in Georgia. Trump was anti-Kemp, and
Mm,
Kemp still won.
mm,
Kemp never endorsed. He endorsed like the day before the Walker, um, the Walker
Herschel Walker.
election.
Yeah.
Yeah, he endorsed him the day before. He never was pro Herschel Walker. He's not MAGA crazy.
Mm,
If you have to have again, it's my opinion, but dude has a spine. I don't like his politics. The other interesting thing that he did, and I don't, I've talked about it before, but you remember, I keep bringing up Ahmaud Arbery. Um, he was the young black man who was killed in Brunswick, Georgia.
mm,
And Brian Kemp Brian Kemp literally sponsored turning over in 18, I think it was either 65 or 67 law.
mm,
He literally signed the bill getting rid of some weird loophole that empowered cops to do stuff.
mm,
Um, uh, I don't like his politics, but I think I know it'll sound weird, but a black person in Georgia who's kind of more center left, I would rather see Kemp than um, than DeSantis. Kemp has beautiful wife, beautiful kids. He's got the same qualifications, and he
Since
hasn't.
when?
He
Since
hasn't.
when is
He
having a
hasn't.
beautiful wife and kids a qualification?
Well, it's eye candy for the voters. So you don't see my point, but I'm just saying he checks all the boxes DeSantis does,
Mm.
and he hasn't banned education yet. That's a joke.
Well,
That's a joke.
yeah,
That's a joke.
yeah, I got it. So, Stanley, thank you very much. I think
Yes, sir.
this will be enough for this stream for today. So,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for joining me. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a much more longer conversation tomorrow. I'm still thinking about what we'll talk about, but Steve says he has something, so he's going to recommend, and we'll just do a
Cool.
show tomorrow. So thank you guys for coming. Like,
Thank you,
share,
Charles.
subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. It's goodbye for now. Bye, guys.